A couple days ago, Hasan embarked on a journey to China to stream. And shortly after he landed, a clip started going viral online of him interacting with Chinese police. In the clip, he gets confronted and Hasan's translator tells Hasan that they're asking to see his phone, for allegedly the reason being he showed a Mao meme earlier on the stream. Shortly after this went viral, Hasan defended the police in the situation, saying that he is white and they are probably just being cautious due to the active ceremony he was attending. A few other clips have been making the rounds, but there is a lot to get into, so welcome to the internet versus Hasan's China trip. It starts when Yi tweets out this clip with the caption, "Hasan and co get stopped by Chinese security police while streaming in Tiananmen Square, asked to look through phones."
Roger, you seen this?
Oh yeah.
Look. Yeah. 这是什么呀？
他录个视频。
你是他导游？
没有。Where's the film?
Stop.
Okay.
我是他导游啊。
他就过来稍等一下。
是啊，你是导游啊？问问他那个，问问他那刚直播那什么东西啊？让他拿出来给我看一下。
OK， 要看直播的东西是吗？
对，我看一眼刚你那 photo。
So he wants to see the photo.
Oh, I didn't take a photo.
就刚才他录那个，让他找出来。
So have you recorded anything?
No, not yet.
No，我都看见了。
Yeah, he said he
直
saw
播
it.
还是什么呀？
Oh, I was holding the camera out, but I didn't do anything yet.
对，拿手机弄一背景，那是什么东西？把它打出来。
Still recording?
刚才那个背景。
So he wants to see the background of your.
Of my phone?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or like a live show or.
Other
yeah.
phone.
Oh. Another phone.
Good on there, but my internet is not so good. Okay, we'll
On your-
flip it back. Okay,
The internet on your phone isn't
we're
good?
back. We're back.
We're just waiting for Will to get out of the bathroom now.
Yeah.
Which I wonder if there's a line to the bathroom.
Vince Dow replies, "Can we do this every time he streams in America, please?" Waydot says, "Performative communist meets actual communist." Mickey Morant says, "Nothing happened to Hasan Piker in Tiananmen Square on November 11th, 2025. Hutch quote tweets the post by saying, "Goes to China to show his viewers how base and awesome it is and how much America sucks. Is aggressively questioned by police day one. Says it was stressful because they suspect he might be bad-mouthing China. Fucking incredible." Matt replies, "Bro, you're a political commentator. Act like it. He's at the Tiananmen Square during a flag ceremony. Of course there will be heightened security." And Hutch replies, "They were questioned because it's a one-party state that bans any dissent, and they were worried Hasan and co were bad-mouthing the country. Seems like a pretty not a great system." And Pie Feeling says, "Have you seen the conditions of the US under its current administration?" And Hutch replies, "The reason Trump is so awful and dangerous is because our system provides for robust civil rights. For 99.9999% of people, even in this moment right now, they could stand on a street corner holding a sign saying Trump sucks, and they would not be afraid of being arrested." Potentially Criminal quote tweets the original clip by saying, "For some reason, he isn't talking shit about the cops or calling them pigs. Bitch made." Drew Pavlo also posts the clip with the caption, "Breaking: Chinese security police harassed Hasan Piker while he was live streaming in Tiananmen Square. Hasan's live stream went down for 10 minutes after Chinese security officials saw Hasan hold up a Chairman Mao meme on his phone. They immediately pulled his entire crew aside and forced them to go through their phones. You can hear Hasan's friend translates, 'They want to see your phones.' Hasan is literally pro-CCP. He's defended the Chinese Communist Party in his live streams dozens of times. Hilarious. Zero self-reflection. After being harassed by CCP security police, Hasan Piker proceeded to Tiananmen Square to wave a little Chinese flag at the daily flag-raising ceremony, then went to a gift shop filled with Mao and CCP souvenirs." Attaching these two images of Hasan. Peebit says, "It's gruesome to say, but Hasan could literally be facing the wall in a communist dictatorship and it would not cause him to reflect on his life in the slightest." And Drew says, "There were diehard Stalinists in the USSR who accepted their own executions on the grounds that Stalin had to always be right. This would be Hasan." Dan Saltman quote tweets Drew's post with this meme of Hasan saying, "There seems to be a mistake. I totally love communism. I was just showing a meme about how awesome Mao is." And a police officer replying, "Give me your fucking phone." He then follows up the thread that we looked at the beginning with this follow-up clip saying, "Hasan explains what happened. Says US cops still much worse than Chinese ones.
Whenever the police showed up, okay, the flag raising ceremony that we went to is not a thing that white people normally go to. And I assume that they are probably extra attentive and extra careful about people coming to do some fuck shit. Like, there's a reason why, for example, there were Chinese nationals on each other's backs, right? But I knew that, like, if we did it, we would get called out by cops. Because, like, by and large, especially, like, the government is aware of, like, how they are perceived or how much, like, anti-Chinese propaganda exists out there. And I think the older people are also aware of it as well. But I think the younger populations in China are, ironically enough, less aware. Like, the younger normies are less aware of the animosity that exists, which shouldn't exist at all, obviously, but unfortunately does. And it's almost entirely one-sided, entirely designed by America. But yeah, we're white. So as foreigners in China at this, like, national event rather than an international one, where, as you guys noticed, like, they didn't have any, like, foreigners there at all. He thought he saw something on the phone. Like, he thought we were, like, making a mockery. You know what I mean? They didn't realize that we were swagged out white boys who love China. Are you being careful with your words? No, I'm just telling you like it is. Like, they thought we were, they were being extra attentive to make sure that, no one is making fun of Mao or anything like that, or the ceremony. And that's what they were, that's what it was. It's normal for police to take close to foreigners to make sure that white people don't do stupid shit. Yeah, it's just it's a cultural difference. And also, they just don't want anyone to pull a fucking Logan Paul or anything like that. How was it resolved? What do you mean? We just, like, talked to them. We just were like, no, that's not, we're not doing that at all. We're just here to experience the event. I told you to end up in jail. You got lucky this time? Yeah, okay, calm down. That's not, you're being ridiculous. This is actually one of the things that I want to show Americans in general, because, like, people have this, like, false notion that it's like they will arrest you for a meme or whatever. It's not like that at all. Okay, calm down. It's funny because, like, I've dealt with cops at this point all around the world, as you guys know. So as far as, like, cops that I've dealt with all around the world, European cops in France, American cops, just European cops in other European countries, and even Japanese cops as well, I will say that it's not even remotely up there. The further west you go, the worse cops get, the more aggressive they get. America being the worst one out of all of them.
And Wilson Warlock replies to this meme of Hasan reacting to racial profiling, looking upset, and then soying out in response to racial profiling China. Media Mainstream says white people. Bro, you are black to them. Jeremy Burke says, in America, Hasan would call this fascism. In China, he calls it routine business and understandable. Got it. When your worldview starts from the standpoint that America is a unique evil, you arrive at some pretty dumb conclusions. Ethan tweets out this clip with the caption, Hasan responds to the noise surrounding his brief stop with Chinese police at Tiananmen Square.
The reality of the matter is, okay, like, briefly being questioned by a cop outside of Tiananmen Square is, it's a unique moment of stress. It happens, right? But, like, what is so insane to me is that, like, I'm a person who has had altercations with American police. I'm a person who's had altercations with police in European capitals. I've interacted with cops all around the world. I've gone to protests. I've been tear gassed. I've been pepper sprayed. I've been, I've been stun grenaded. Like, a stun grenade exploded in my head, like near my head, me and March's head, when we were in Los Angeles in my own fucking backyard. And it's so crazy that brief interaction of a bunch of, like, one, not even a bunch of, like, one young Chinese cop / soldier. I don't know if he was a cop or if he was a soldier or not, like, showing up to be like, what the fuck's on your phone? And, like, having, like, a 1 minute altercation has been blown up into this much more significant thing. Like, I've been detained by my own country, man. Like, I've been detained by my own country, my own country's Customs and Border Protection and Customs and Border Patrol. And we're talking about, like, a cop coming up and being a little aggro.
And Howling Mutant replies, he means he was in the general vicinity when this shit happened to other people. Tectone says, is this the dude that Destiny said fucked a kid? Or is this the dude that abused his dog? Atuka says, yet, none of them is your phone checked over a meme. If the American police had done this, you would be crying about how much of a victim you are and not give the same level of generosity as you did in the other clip. Dan Saltman quotes the post by saying, Hasan has never been pepper sprayed ever. This guy's the most performative loser of all time. Holy fuck. How does anyone believe him on anything? And tear gassed? Give me a break. This pervert goes to a protest for an hour with his designer dog and LARPs like he is Dylan Burns. Hasan's old tweets quotes the clip by saying, remember when Hasan was so against privacy infringement that he went through immense effort to make it harder to unlock in case US Border Patrol tried? They didn't try, by the way, attaching this clip.
My big fear from the entire situation was, like, if they were to ask for my phone. Not that there's anything incriminating on my phone, but I don't want the fucking federal government inside of my phone beyond all of the times where they probably have been engaging in like warrantless surveillance on my phone or whatever the fuck. I don't like, it's not your business. You know what I mean? It's none of your fucking business. It's a goddamn free country. Like there's privacy laws for this kind of shit, right? So for those of you who don't know, by the way, they can't actually unlock your phone, but if you have biometrics on your phone, they could technically use that and put the phone to your face and unlock it that way. Hold on, let me fix this. Let me fix the banner. So just so you know, they could technically do that, okay? They could technically do that, but there's a trick. Either you completely, either you get a burner phone when you're traveling internationally, or if you have your regular phone, you can just do a passcode by either canceling biometrics, or if you forgot to do so, if you forgot to cancel biometrics like your Face ID, what you can do is click it 5 times. If you click hold 5 times in a row, it will actually disable Face ID, and it will force you to put your passcode in. And because there are laws against like the agents not being able to force you to put your passcode in, they can't actually access your phone like that. Now, there's different methods of how they can access your phone. From what I understand, they can also put it on a computer and just like plug it into a machine, and the machine just basically takes all of the information in your phone. So it is what it is. I don't know if you can actually do that if your phone is on, but I was thinking about all these things. I had already unlocked the biometrics, like I disallowed biometrics, and it's a Faraday cage once you get into the detention center anyway, so you can't actually send any fucking text messages once you're in there. It's there's no access to the internet.
Night Kitchen tweets out this picture with a caption, Hasan's community is in full cope mode that his Chinese stream was flooded with comments about him shocking his dog, circling 2 messages on Bilibili from 2 users saying electric dog. Willie Macshow tweets out, I just watched Hasan get his stream shut down in China, then explains how they did it because he was white, and it's actually a good thing, because China racially profiling people is cool. Over on r/Hasan Piker, Fucku69420 posted this meme with a caption, Hasan and China bad, America good, and it starts by saying slop tubers when people get kidnapped by ICE daily, I sleep. Slop tuber when Chinese police check on Hasan and friends, real shit. And Woody replies, the second that happened, I knew the biggest losers were about to pounce. Our government is disappearing its own citizens and even fucking detained Hasan, but China checking to see what you took a picture of is way worse. Never mind the fact that they kept streaming after that incident. And STVLTH says, Chinese police are 99% just chill uncles, not fucking paramilitary combat units like the American police forces. Regular ass people that might have a bit of curiosity about a foreigner live streaming. And Ophidian Sun replies, and it's hard to really blame them. You see Hasan bouncing around like a puppy with a camera guy and full entourage at an important event, like, yeah, probably worth seeing if there'll be a problem. The saddest panda says, also there's a modesty culture there. White passing tourists taking creep shots of Chinese women isn't tolerated like it is in the West. If you show up taking non-stop a video of Chinese people, someone might call you out on it if you're acting sus. Meanwhile, in the USA, it took a national conversation on CNN and protests to shut down Reddit's creep shots and jailbait subs. And that was only done because some advertisers were getting a cold defeat. Azu Carletto replies to the post by saying, isn't it easy to acknowledge China is far from perfect? I have an issue with Hasan traveling to China. He can't actually be open about critiques he may have of the Chinese system if he needs to get a visa. I'm not anti-China, but I'm not pro-China either. Like Russia and the USA, it's one of the evil behemoths. It's just important to not be romantic about such awful giants. So I know they're not going to let in a leftist who has a strong critique of China, like a bad empanada. So it's kind of a bad look being in China. Being led into China is not good for your reputation. All of my heroes are denied entry to places like China. Being denied entry to China because you shit on China when appropriate, that's based. Creating pro-China propaganda with your friends is just, well, juvenile. To begin with, dude is too old to be a useful idiot on an influencer trip to an authoritarian regime, and play it like that is cool. It's not. Then he edits his post after seeing he gets 62 downvotes, saying, TLDR, no, it is not easy for the sub to admit China is far from perfect. Noted. Good luck, y'all. And Neimingu replies, can't be open with his critiques of China if he needs to get a visa. You realize he's being openly critical of China on a regular basis to 30k concurrent viewers daily, right? And Azu Carletto replies, critical is in the eye of the beholder, and whoever stamps Chinese visas didn't think he was too critical. So for me, that's not critical enough. For me, if you are allowed into China, you probably haven't been critical enough. I have an academic friend who teaches in China sometimes. The idea that you will not be allowed back in because your critique is perceived as disloyal to the regime is very, very real. Philston Fan replies to the thread by saying, all police suck shit. No matter the country, fuck 'em. And Def says, cops in communist countries protect the people. Cops in capitalist countries protect property and the ruling class. Hope that helps. Over on r/livestream fail, slight ad 3219 posted this clip of XQC with the caption, XQC on the Hasan China incident.
He got stopped in his phone, searching potential anti-China stuff, so enforcing censorship then defends it. Is that what happened? You should probably wait for him to go home before, like, hearing a take about this, and he's still in the country. China doesn't work like all the other countries. Every country is different. China has their own way of proceeding or whatever. I mean, I don't expect him to have a take exactly to what he wanted to be until he gets home. I don't think that's crazy to say, no?
Yeah, it's just
Guys, I don't blame him for it because he's in a different country, but if he was in America and this happened in America, that's it. His next fucking 35 streams would be about this every day. He would milk the fucking, he'd be like, yo, this is fucking insane. This is authoritarian. This is not okay. This is not right. Fuck this. I mean, dude, we're talking about a phone search is like fucking end game shit. I mean, take for example, Chad, the event where he got stuck at the airport apparently, or something like that, right?
Which you're
fair. You can do whatever you want, but you made a pretty big deal about it.
Just birthed my
That's
son.
like 10 times worse than that scale.
And Yusa says, guess it's that time of the year where Hasan is white again. And the best hater replies, the winter snow turns everything white. Derader says, Hasan ACAB Piker is defending the Chinese police of an authoritarian regime and claims it's cultural. I have no idea who still takes this clown seriously. And Bogless Mobile Account says, Tankies always excluded Chinese police from ACAB because of some convoluted nonsense. And Tezeril replies, it's the people's boot, you see. Instant Karma says, it is incredible hypocrisy for this guy to claim to care about the lives of Muslims and then go as a tourist to a country that imprisons hundreds of thousands of Uyghur Muslims in a concentration camps and makes them do forced labor. And Karate Beer replies, careful, you're gonna attract a lot of angry Tankies. And Someone Foolish says, no need to be careful. Tankies are completely impotent. Just tap the glass and watch the show. And Oh Necessary replies, literally no actual proof of hundreds of thousands of Uyghurs being in concentration camps, but there sure is a lot of evidence for the other genocide though. And Karate Beer replies, genocide denier, pay no attention to him. And Unnecessary says, CIA bot, pay no attention to him. And Karate Beer says, nah, I'm critical of the CIA as well. Embarrassed Base also posted this clip on the Livestream Fail subreddit with the caption, Lonerbox reacts to Hasan's propaganda tour in China.
because like by and large, especially like the government is aware of like how they are perceived or how much like anti-Chinese propaganda exists out there. And I think the older people are also aware of it as well. But I think the younger populations in China are ironically enough less aware. Like the younger normies are less aware of the animosity that exists, which shouldn't exist at all, obviously, but unfortunately does. And it's almost entirely one-sided, entirely designed by America.
It's entirely designed by America. No one else has issues with China. Definitely none of their neighbors. Definitely not most of their neighbors, actually. There's anti-Chinese propaganda, so that's why we need to be fucking cagey about people filming in a public space. Dude, I listen. I do owe some people an apology, okay? I know like the sort of like irritated viewers, the feisty viewers, the former viewers, some of you, okay? I apologize to you. Yes, I'm very sorry. I don't hate this guy enough. I haven't obsessed with this guy enough, okay? My unhealthy obsession with this person and how fucking stupid he is actually not pronounced. And I cannot believe he would be this fucking this blunt. Like, how moronic do you have to be to go to China, a country that you're clearly planning on doing propaganda for, to get your narrative contradicted on fucking day one, where some cops come up to you for the quote-unquote suspicious behavior of filming in a public space. And obviously it's in a site where China famously, like, the regime famously suppresses information from their population about what happened there. You know, the whole story about if you try to look up fucking Tank Man in China, like you won't find anything. Like it's, and then he has that happen to him and then justifies it. Like, what the fuck?
And And Revolutionary Copy replies, ironically, Hasan is creating anti-China propaganda right now. And Timmy Vol says, this is actually the funniest part about all of this. And Tav replies, can we convince him to visit North Korea next? They have free paintings on certain hotel floors. Mert with Yurt says, keep in mind, this is the same guy that just a few months ago was bitching on social media about getting questioned by customs. The guy even lied and said they held him for 2 hours, even though his flight schedule proved otherwise. But it's perfectly fine that the Chinese cop basically pulled a stop and frisk on him and seized his phone. Hasan needs to get himself a China #1 shirt. And J48U says, yeah, but it even turned out the only reason he was stopped is that he went through the global entry line / shortcut and didn't have global entry. He literally got stopped for wandering into an area of an airport he wasn't allowed in, and he made it about politics. I don't know a single other person who could survive so many failures and still retain their cult following. I think he may even have eclipsed Trump at this point. He tweets out this clip with the caption, Asmongold on the Hasan / China incident.
Yeah, I took off the sweater to do mental gymnastics routine. Okay, there it is too. Yeah, I mean, whenever the police, here's the thing, right? Is if the police ever detained Hasan and wanted to look through his phone to see if he had any problematic memes, and he was in the United States, he would be talking about this for the rest of his career, okay? Like, this would be, when did you know that we had fascism? Well, you see, one time I was at this place and they asked to see my phone. Like, obviously everybody would say this, right? And so it's just so obviously a double standard, right? So he is white. Yes, exactly, right? You're obviously white. So he likes racial profiling now. Horseshoe theory, indeed. Which actually, I never even thought about that, but you're right. Yes. So he's basically justifying racial profiling, which is like, okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's see here. China gets a free pass. Yeah. And, yeah, all right, let's start racially profiling people. Let's do that. And, he did that at the airport with his phone. Well, yeah, they didn't do that with the airport necessarily. Like, the TSA stopped them. Yeah, obviously, because, I mean, again, like, I'm sorry, but if you're the kind of person that's, like, posting about terrorism, then, yeah, I would want the TSA to give you a little interview to make sure that you're not a terrorist, right? To be like, hey, so do you want to blow up the country? No? Okay, all right, good. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, no, he's good, guys. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And he'll get stopped again today. Again, probably coming after China. Yeah, sure.
He then also follows up with this post saying, Hasan on Asmongold's popularity in China.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, they know fucking Asmongold and shit. That's so strange.
Yeah,
no one from China should know who Asmongold is.
E-Man says, this man is on vacation in China and is still thinking about Asmongold. Kangman Lee replies with this picture laughing, where it's a couple comments like one from CK fan saying, we don't like you, CWIS saying, lol, delete my comment again, I dare you, you electrocuted your dog, and another user saying, yo, it's the guy who electrocutes dogs. Daka Daka quotes the clip by saying, they know who Asmongold is, don't know who he is, Lamau. And Deep Blue replies, lol, of course they know Asmongold. China have a huge WoW player, plus Asmongold actually like Wukong. That makes them know and like him even more. Deserved Wrath replies to the clip, dude went to get his ego bruised 100 different ways. Akatsuki replies, little bro went to China thinking he would be received as a celebrity, got treated as just another foreigner, got arrested, learned that nobody knows him, and now learns that Asmon is popular there. Hasan should be elected the lolcow of the year. Shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives, Kiko, Sal Sao, Dakota's Bandito, and Captain Crash Out. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you all in the next episode.